Alright, children, so a whole lot of people ask me for thoughts about this, and I have some thoughts, but you're really not going to like them. This is the April update teaser for a potential XX update after 9 months of nothing that we suspect they were probably shamed into. So the real fun of the anti-April Fools is getting across an idea that nobody thinks is real, and then it just turns out to be real. But it's taking so long, and there's some things in this teaser that make me suspect that probably wasn't the original idea, and now they're kind of doing damage control. There's a lot of people not really happy with the lack of progress that Andamira has been making for, ever. Basically, the resources that seem to have been diverted from here into Chrono Circle that were then just not rewarded with anything when Chrono Circle was just not great. Upset a lot of people. So, this is the first we're seeing from them in a very long time. And instead, we get some songs that sound neat, although a bunch of them are licenses, right? There's been very few licenses in the most recent patches. I don't actually know this. This was apparently known by a few people. I think the background looks amazing, so whoever set this up did put a lot of work into it. It's obviously had a lot of love. And they seem to have updated what the world music idea looks like. So fine, good, wonderful, great start. Notice there's less work in these patches because they would have previously given us a rating for those things. And this one doesn't have ratings, which means it was probably thrown together at the last minute. It took me a while to read this. This is Mope Mope. I actually didn't know this. This is apparently just a decently well-known just meme track. Again, I was not aware of this. I had to be told what this was when the April Fool's joke came out. But again, notice that we aren't given anything to suggest that this is an S16 or whatever the hell it is. I did look up the song afterwards and find out what we're getting ready for. So I made some jokes when we saw the sword, that this was going to be another crossover sequel, and surprisingly it is exactly that. It is another crossover sequel, or cross soul, or whichever. There isn't a BGA for this yet, which is another reason why I think this seems to have been kind of hastily thrown together. This is SHK, which the splash art looks very good for it there. But this looks right in line with the stuff that SHK was making throughout like Fiesta EX, so I'm actually very excited for this. It looks like it has a nice slow turning, S18 or something there, but again, no BGA. Looks a little thrown together, but neat. Cool, fine. Again, this is Nato, so this should be in-house. I don't remember. Yeah, it says original. Nobody really knew what to make of this, but if we're going to do happy hardcore, fine. I'm a little bit scared by how many of those arrows seem to be appearing in the middle of the chart, but sure, fine, whatever. We have a Paradox shortcut, which I don't know quite what to make of that. Maybe it'll be amazing. I'm looking at this thing on the left, and I'm assuming it's going to be a 22 or 23. Maybe it's slightly harder than that, but sure. I have heard a couple of versions of this. I've also seen some customs that were made very hastily for this. Listening to it is really neat. I very much like the way that this remix was done. That's probably not surprising. I'm a huge Doohan fan. I like almost everything that Doohan makes, so this is just a very simple track, and I'm very happy with it. I'm actually going to cut the audio for that just for the sake of it. Everybody knows what we're getting when we say good night. It's more Dreamcatcher, and all of the Dreamcatcher has been extremely popular so far. Looks like it's going to be a full song D2425, something like that. And then we get to here. It's listed as 202. Now, what you showed us in the April Fool's joke was the Reaper. Right? You showed us the Reaper, which was the exact same thing that you showed from 1948 a few years ago, 2 years ago, in the original April Fool's joke. You made the song. You literally made like a 10-second version of the song and the BGA. Why is it that hard? Legitimately, why would you set something like that and then just say, "Oh, by the way, fuck off." I'm so frustrated by that. So now you've brought up that entire prospect again and again failed to deliver on. Maybe Ultimatum will be cool. Maybe it will be. It's supposed to be slightly over 200. What did it say it was? 205 or something? 202. And this chart looks fine. Again, it doesn't have a BGA, so we have no idea what to make of it. It says it's world music, so again, I do not know this this artist credit, but maybe it'll be great. But the problem is you've now twice given a whole bunch of people expectation that you're going to get another mainline, like 1950 sequel, and you straight up said, look, we're going to give you something at 230. And now we're going to welch on that a second time. I'm not the only person that's annoyed by this, and this is a big contributing factor to why a lot of the top players have run out of stuff to do. They've stopped messing around with the content, just waiting for future updates, and when the future updates show up and are missing things, it doesn't make people super, super happy, and that's a big contributor to why the game is kind of stalling out in community spaces. Maybe this will be great. I'm hoping for good things. You certainly don't have to make all boss stuff, right? From what I've seen, Mope Mope doesn't actually rate to have anything super, super hard. The SHK song shouldn't have anything super, super hard. This doesn't have to be like a boss patch. It's fine. But promising content or suggesting that you're going to make content that you know people are going to be excited for and then bailing on it several times is not a great selling strategy, and I think this is going to be a heavy contributor to how people view Andamiro again for a while. I'm hoping it's good. I will play it. I'm going to see what happens with it. I will get a little bit back into shape, so I expect a little bit more, maybe some singles videos for a few days to get back, up to speed before this patch comes out. But I'm not going to lie that I'm maybe half-heartedly interested in this. I hope the BGAs come through. I hope they're pretty. I'm not huge on the BGAs, but I know they're a big core part of the experience for a lot of players. So I do hope they're fun. We'll see what happens. I got thoughts and concerns and worries. I'm going to be honest. We'll see what comes out of it. Very excited to come share all of this with you in about 2 weeks, and maybe we'll have some more stuff hidden in there. I don't know. It's just hard to be super excited with the way that things have gone for the last year. And I swear, if Ultimatum is locked behind some giant community like mission progress, that's the one. That's the one that's going to throw everybody off, right? That's the one that's going to get a whole lot of people to just say, fuck this game. I'm very concerned about that. We'll find out in 2 weeks.